Cardinal Smooth Fillers and Cardinal Shag present tonight's episode of
Beau Manley, Private Eye!
Another beer, Roy?
You know it, Jack, and make it a double.
You's hitting it pretty hard, ain't you, Roy? Something bothering you beside this god-awful Reebok jazz, Matthias?
Oh, it's that two-faced dirty crab, Johnny Silver. I wrote half his hits and he passed them off as his own. He ain't paid me a dime.
He stiff you to baby's buttons? That filthy greaseball? I wouldn't stand for that kind of sideways clapping if I was you, Roy.
Well, you ain't me, Jack, and I ain't your mother's mailman. But I can bet you dollars to Dickskin one day I'll make that canary crow. Ladies and gentlemen, the Boom Boom Room proudly presents, tonight for your listening pleasure, singing their thousand-selling #1 smash hit, Talking Back to the Blues, Cha-Cha O'Brien and Johnny Silver.
Talking back to the blues and nothing left to lose since my baby left me.
I just closed the case of the millionaire murdered in Hobo Jungle and was settling down to a pipe of rich, smooth Cardinal Shag when there was a sharp knock at my door. The knock of a lady. The silhouette at the window told me it was a knock I couldn't ignore even for my Cardinals. As I looked her over, those smoldering eyes told me something that those cherry red lips wouldn't or didn't want to. She wanted me. Bad. I knew I either had to have her right there and then or just break the ice the only way I knew how.
Puta madre, what the hell?
I think you know that was for both our sakes, sweet cheeks.
I don't know what you're talking about, chica, but I like your style.
If you don't, lady, now how about we get down to talking bow ties? What's a fine filly like yourself doing in my back room?
My name is Cha-Cha O'Brien. I was sent by Max with Steel, owner of the Boom Boom Room.
Maxie, baby, we've had a few run-ins in the past. If he wants my help, he must be up the creek without his galoshes and a knapsack of golf balls along for the ride.
Last night, my partner, Johnny Silver, he was shot dead. Kaboom! Right there on stage.
I heard it on the wireless, baby. Where do I fit in?
Dios mío, you not here yet? He was killed with Max with pistolero.
The pieces of the puzzle were starting to fit. Maxie wanted to hire me to get him and his club off the hook and back in business. As we headed to the Boom Boom Room, all I could think was that if Maxie was guilty, it was a risky game of leapfrog he was playing. I walked into the office following the magical behind of Miss O'Brien. Mrs. Steele flashed an icy stare at Cha-Cha, but Maxwell was too busy fretting to even notice us. Beau Manley, what do you say, Max?
Beau, just in time. This is some bad trouble. Mess like this could blow up and bust in your puss.
Way I see it, Maxie, this sucker punch could be the straw that struck the Axeman. Your gun was still smoking when the lights came on, and Grimes tells me there were no prints on the piece except your own.
You know me, Beau. I ain't exactly no honest Susan.
Don't I know it?
But I didn't wax the fella, Beau. I swear it. Why would I? That boy was my silver weasel.
Your word don't hold much water with me, Maxie, as you know. But I don't think for a minute you're stupid enough to ventilate your singing rabbit or to bring me on the case if you had her.
I know we got history, Beau, but I also know that you're the best. And I need this bag of wasps tied up and hung on the cherry tree yesterday. Grimes has got this place on lockdown till the case is closed.
He's hit you where he knows it hurts, eh, Max? Right in the old monkey sack. Well, I reckon I can wrap this up faster than the overnight express to Albuquerque, but it's gonna cost you.
Not as much as it's costing him to stay closed another night or two. We'll be bankrupt within a week.
Don't you worry that pretty little caboose of yours, Mrs. Steele. When Max said I was the best, he wasn't fooling. Now, the first thing I need to know is where that piece was when Johnny went on stage.
It was behind the bar, like always.
You always keep that pickle of yours behind a public bar?
Well, it's the darndest thing, Mr. Manley. Some people don't like to drive when they're drinking. Max don't like to carry a gun.
Never know what I might do with it.
Guess I should stop my searching right there where you keep the crazy juice. That barman of yours must have seen something.
Don't reckon there's much goes on around here that gets past old Blackjack.
The name's Beau Manley. You must be Blackjack.
Yes, sir. That's what my mama named me.
Got any ideas how Max's gun got to wandering and more to the point, spitting spuds at crooners?
Ain't nobody slipping fingers past old Blackjack. No, sir.
You don't want to pay him no heed, honey. Blackjack's blind in one eye and dumb on the head to boot. No offense, Jack. You want to know what goes on around here, people? There's only one place you need to come, and jolly for you if it ain't come straight at you instead. The name's Bronson, Hildy Bronson, the dame that knows it all and can tell it too if she wants to.
That right, is it, Missy? Now, who exactly is this Hildy Bronson? This place is closed and a crime scene. I was told no one but staff would be around.
Guess you don't do too much reading then, Peeper, else you'd know the name and we'd not be wasting our time with pleasantries. Hildy Bronson is a reporter for the Poughkeepsie Post, and if she does say so herself, the best they got by a poodle's length.
You sure got a motor mouth on you, Toots. How about stop running it around the block and get us to our destination?
Sure, don't know if I know what that is yet, mister.
Sure, there's plenty you don't know, sweet cheeks, but let's start with what you do. If it's so easy to take a piece from under that buckaroo's nose, then I need to stop finding motives for Johnny's killing. Got any inklings that way?
Well, there's a notion that Johnny didn't write any of his own songs. Lots of rumors flying around about Johnny Silver, though. Lots of gossip. And I should know it. That's my bag, see? On the hot gossip column.
You mean I'm wasting my time swapping jive with a tattler? You may be a bit of something to look at, but I need facts, not whispers. Who's the boozer?
That be Roy the mop boy. Says he been doing a lot more drinking than mopping since Detective Grimes closes all up.
You ain't gonna get no sense out of him, Peeper, that's for sure.
I'll be the judge of that, mighty Miss Chronicler. What do you gotta say for yourself, pal? Seems like you got some kind of beef with our dead star. You wrote the hits, eh? You didn't see a dime. This sure sounds like a strong motive to put Silver on ice, and let's not forget you had easy access to Maxwell's shooter. If you didn't do it, don't worry. If you did it, worry.
I don't know why you're wasting your time with that old guzzler anyhow. There's only one man that Johnny owed real money to.
Yeah, sister, and who's that?
The same guy who hired you to feed the pigs dirty macaroni.
So you think Max hiring me was a ruse, eh? Seems like you got this whole thing figured out. So tell me, Johnny and Cha-Cha were still going together, right?
That's what I've been hearing.
And you hear it all, do ya?
When it comes to Store's love lives, I'd say I do.
So riddle me this then, Tattler. Why would Cha-Cha go out on a limb to help the prime suspects in the murder of her beau?
Golly, mister, you really don't read the papers, do ya? I thought it was common knowledge. Well, I suppose in my circle it is.
Stop playing games and spit it out before I introduce your face to the back of my hand.
All right already. Cha-Cha's been schmoozing with Maxwell all over town.
So, Maxie was going together with the lovely Miss O'Brien as well. That certainly adds a fistful of chicory to the buttermilk.
Well then, Peeper, I'll let you get back to solving this case all on your own. I got other business to attend to.
What's that, baby? Some film star got a new hairpiece? I'll tell you what, I'll let you know when I get the gunner banged up.
Don't kid yourself, Beau. I have it in the paper before it comes out of that chisel bazoo of yours.
Dames, eh, Blackjack? Too many curves, not enough sense to fill a tin of beans.
Yes, sir. Ain't that the truth? She sure got a sharp tongue on her, too.
She sure don't think much of you.
Most folks don't, misser. But one thing Blackjack know for sure is that some mother shot out of here pretty fast after the shooting in an old coat and hat. Wasn't even raining outside.
That's so, Blackjack, that's so. I gotta go home and drink this over. I had to try and make sense of this backwoods game of Chinese checkers, so I sat down and smoked a bowl of rich, smooth Cardinals. Everything that was up was down and everything that was left was south, and the strangest thing of all was that Maxie doesn't even wear a hat. The next morning, with a stench of confusion still heavy in my lungs, I arrived back at the Boom Boom room.
Hey, Mr. Manley. Slow day. What'll it be?
Hey, Toots, Mrs. Steele in tonight?
Mrs. Steele?
You heard me, Toots. It's kinda urgent if you know what I mean.
For a $5 tip, anything's urgent. She's in one of the booths out back.
I had some speaking to do with Mrs. Steele, and there's no time like the present. Mrs. Steele, mind if I take a load off the old humbuckers?
Go right ahead, Beau. You know you're always welcome at my table. And it's been too long since a fella kissed my hand like that.
Just wanted to talk to you about the night of the shooting.
Who do you think did it, Beau?
Let's get one thing straight, baby. I'm asking, you're answering.
All right, Beau, take it easy.
My main concern's how close Max and Cha-Cha have been getting lately.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say Max and Cha-Cha were going steady, and it seems every Johnny-come-lately knew it, except for you and, more importantly, Johnny.
I ought to belt you in next week. All right, I won't. Me and Johnny knew plenty, Beau. But you think it's easy for a girl like me? I needed him, Beau, and Johnny needed him, too.
Puffle and toss Hoggins to that lady. Johnny didn't need Max so much you might have think he did her, and I should have known it. Mark my words.
Hildy Bronson, you weasel-eyed backdoor snake in the box. What's the matter? Not hanging around the theater's privy trying to pick up a ham sandwich or two?
Reckon I got enough of a story right here, Mrs. Steele. Thanks for the concern. Sounds like you should be more concerned about who your fella is doing where with what, and why.
I'm plenty concerned, you dirty bum. More than you know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got glasses to steam.
I'll be seeing you, Mrs. Steele. Hildy Bronson, you sure know how to make friends. That was a zinger. Kapow!
Had worse before, Peeper, and I'll have even worse again, that's for sure. Occupational hazard, if you know what I mean. Now, you want to finish your yucking, pipe down and hear what it is that Hildy's got to get round to telling?
Stop the press. Don't tell me. Some politician got caught in the Oval Office standing on his head and singing about the Titanic in Japanese.
If you don't want to hear it, that's fine. Sure, you can pick it up in tomorrow's Post anyway, and by then it'll be too late.
My God, lady, stop this crazy merry-go-round and let's go get us some candy floss. I don't want to have to thump it out of you.
Well, you listen, Peeper, and you listen good. I got a tale to tell as tall as a white man in Chinatown. Johnny Silver didn't need Maxie no more, and I know why. He'd already cut a deal with my editor for an exclusive expose on Cha-Cha and Maxwell's shilly-shallying. Was gonna get paid a pretty penny for it, too. Enough to cover its debts to Max and then some.
And why, pray tell, have you been keeping this little sausage under your shirt tails, you filthy pony?
The brief only landed on my desk this morning, Peeper. Seems I was the one to do the asking of Mr. Silver, except it wasn't so important after he went whoopity-pop, now was it?
Maybe not, but I wouldn't fill the column inches just yet. You're gonna want some space in that shag rag to cover tonight's little show. I was done trading barbs with this rat-mouthed razor-legged rag trader and told her so. I already knew everything I needed to put a kitten in this orchard, so I started putting things together for the final crack at the hot dog. First stop was back at the bar with a fun of no knowledge. Hey, Blackjack, what do you know?
Not much, mister. That's for sure.
Got a notion about opening the bar up and having us a little show in here tonight.
I don't rightly know if Mr. Detective Grimes gonna like that. No, sir, not one bit.
You leave old Grimy to me, Blackjack. Just make sure you're here from 7 tonight.
Sure will, mister. Oh, now, hold on just a minute there. Tonight's my night off. Old Blackjack got himself a hot night of boogaloo with little Mary May Spatchcock.
How about if I tell you Mr. Steele's paying double?
Well, don't that just turn things right downside up? Old Blackjack liked his boogaloo, but he liked the shine of a dime even more.
When I got back to the office, I settled into my favorite chair and smoked a pipe of Cardinal shag to clear my chest and my mind. I knew who was playing a mongoose and how to pinch him. All I had to do was convince Grimes to open the club. Piece of cake.
Grimes here, and I'm busier than a beaver at Easter, so make it snappy.
Grimy, Beau here. I would talk to you in person, but I seem to be spending more time at your crime scene than with my own mother, and if I'm not mistaken, I ain't seen you around.
All right, Beau. Bake the wisecracks in a loaf and send it to the poorhouse. What's on your mind?
Well, I just thought I'd let you know that I've solved your case, and I need you to let me open the bar tonight to smoke out the grapefruit.
That case was open and closed faster than the Boom Boom Room the night the shooting started. There's only one man in the frame and only one name on the ticket of Sing Sing.
Well, if you figure you got it cracked like Humpty Dumpty, then you won't mind me putting on a little show tonight anyways. It'll be a small guest list, but make sure you and your boys put in an appearance before the fat lady goes bowling.
What's up, Beau? Expecting trouble?
All the worst kinds. And I wasn't kidding either. I just had one more call to make, and then the biscuits were good to eat.
Hola, who is this?
Hey, Cherry Pie, it's Beau. I got a proposition for you. Putting on a show tonight, and you're the main act.
But what about Senor Grimes?
He's got front row tickets, baby, so you better be there. You want Maxie's name cleared as much as anyone, and you know why I know you do. That night I arrived at the Boom Boom Room fashionably late, just as Cha-Cha was finishing her big number. She'd never sung to such an empty room. I made sure only the suspects were invited, and Grimy and his goof troop were stood guard waiting for my signal.
Cha-cha-cha! Cha!
Beautiful, baby, beautiful. A big hand for Miss O'Brien and my next guest, Maxwell Steele. Get up here, Max, baby. We got some jawing to do.
I don't know where you're going with this, Beau, and I don't much like it.
Relax, Max. Ease up on your slacks. Now, you might be wondering why I brought you all here.
Get on with it, Peeper. Ain't no news to be had here, lest I'm missing it.
Well, as we all know, Johnny Silver was murdered with Maxie's killing iron, and there were no prints on it except his own. Johnny owed him all kinds of money, and to cap it all off, Max was knocking boots with the lovely Miss O'Brien. Don't you go anywhere, Cha-Cha. I ain't done with you. Now, to top it all off, Maxie had found out that Johnny had an idea to tell the tale of the scandalers and blow the lid off this whole sticky shoebox.
Hold on a minute, Beau. It was Max who hired you. Now, why on earth would he do that, knowing you're the best and all?
That's the clever part, Mrs. Steele. He pulled the old double switch and took his own gun, then hired me to throw the hogs a curveball.
Come on, Beau. You don't really think...
I already told you all of my thinking. It's time to get you downtown and on your way to the big house on a one-way ticket.
Just hold it right there, Beau. I ain't letting you go nowhere.
Man alive, she got herself Mr. Steele's shooting piece.
It was Miss still all along.
Just as I already knew, you silly broad. You fell for it hook, line, and flapper. I already had my suspicions. I saw the way you looked at Cha-Cha when I first arrived. I knew it wasn't Max, but there were no prints on the piece but his own, and there was only one way that could happen. The killer wore gloves and a hat, and when I kissed that glove of yours, I got round to doing a little sniffing. There was powder all over it.
But why, oh why, would Mrs. Steele put holes in Johnny?
That's what confused you and everyone else. She didn't want to kill Johnny, did you, Mrs. Steele? The real pigeon was Cha-Cha herself, but due to Mrs. Steele's limp wrists and womanly rage, she missed her target by a Mississippi mile and plugged dear old Johnny instead.
You surely know an awful lot, Beau, but you're forgetting who's holding the gun.
Those feeble feminine hands couldn't handle the weapon then. I don't think they can now. Even this close, you're more likely to hit your husband than me. Look at me. I'm betting my life on it. All right, who's holding the gun now, Missy?
You got me good, Beau. Ain't no more warbling to do now, I reckon.
You're coming with me, lady.
Nice of you to make an appearance, Grimy, and just in time for the big fazoom. Looks like you'll be changing the name on that ticket to Sing Sing after all. So that was that. Another Joe stuffed right back up his own hole. I settled down to a well-deserved pipe of rich, smooth Cardinal shag and started my report on the Bugler Banged in Boom Boom Room.